Test, 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 test. Yeah, so I'm just using Casting Call Club just to see if there's any auditions that I feel like would be interesting to do at least. Oh, okay, this one does sound fun. So I'm gonna play this character. Da-da-da, this character is... What are we looking for here? So I'm gonna look at what the character description is. They're saying that they're looking for someone that can convey a lot of, emotional, like, sadness, right, and vulnerability. So luckily they did provide some sort of description of who this character is, right? Their wants, their needs, and kind of like the why, right? Why is it that they feel this way? Why? What type of thing are they dealing with, right? To be in that position, to make them the character that they are in the story at the moment. So yeah, it looks like this character is very sad. Um, Ex-partner like left or something. Okay, this makes more sense. Okay, so this character now is like they want to reconnect their old partner, but they're also very hurt. They're worried about being hurt, right? Okay, that is enough information for me to go off of, where I think now I can start pulling from different directions, right? Because people deal with heartbreaks in multiple ways, right? So what is it that I can do on my end, to enter, get that realism into this character, right? Like, give them my personal take of this character, and whether or not the voice director will like it. Well, that's up to them. But then my job is to make sure I can convey realism to this character, and make sure that it's still hitting those emotional notes. So let's try it out.
No, 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 no. That's not true. I wanted us to stop fighting. I wanted the peace we always talked about having, and to be honest, I don't think you should have the right to choose what's best for me. Even if it wasn't the best choice, I still wanted you.
Okay, I mean, I wouldn't say this is a strong first take. If I'm to be honest, I think this is like an okay, like, first read, sure, but definitely lacking in the emotional aspect. So I think what needs to be done here is I need to up the emotional tension, because I mean, if we look at if we see the line, it's like in the middle of the argument, right? So if it's in the middle of the argument, you don't start off as like very meek. It's kind of like the tension's already there. At least that's how I view it. The tension's already there. You want to be at that level of just like in between exploding and just sadness, right? Like, this person, from the based on the lines I'm reading, or the line I'm reading, it's essentially that this person's not listening. Like, I'm telling them, no, 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 that's not true. I wanted us to stop fighting. Like, this is literally in the middle of a conversation, right? Like, someone's saying you're doing this, that, and you're like, no, 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 just listen to me. But you're trying to be gentle. I think that's what I'm gathering. So let's try to up the emotion on that take, right? So give me 1 second. Let me see what I can do there.
No, 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 no. That's not true. I wanted us to stop fighting. I wanted the peace we always talked about having, and to be honest, I don't think you should have the right to choose what's best for me. Even if it wasn't the best choice, I still wanted you.
Okay, I actually don't mind that take. I think it's definitely upping the level, the emotional tension. So if I were to just say, like, I was gonna send this audition over, I think I might do like another take, within the same vein, right? Of just keeping it at that emotional tension. Maybe I'll play around with like the phrasing of certain things. Maybe some emphasis on one of the no's, right? Is it the first one or the last one? Or maybe even on for that's not true, like the true part. Maybe that's like that's the truth. That does not. Oh, sorry. that's that's not true. Like or like just there's so many things you can play around with this, right? I think for this scenario, I'm actually okay with this. I'm actually okay with how this is going. If I'm settled, then I think what I would do next is like, okay, I've done sad, right? I've done that cusp between, explosive and sad. What about then I can do to like make it different? And what I want to do, and I thought about this before, is I want to try taking it to the apex. I want to like this is like we talked about this in circles multiple times. Like I can't take this anymore. Like I'm done. Like I'm gonna just explode. So let's see how that sounds in comparison to the last few takes.
No, 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 no! That's not true! I wanted us to stop fighting! I wanted the peace we always talked about having, and to be honest, I don't think you should have the right to choose what's best for me. Even if it wasn't the best choice, I still wanted you.
Okay, I'm actually pretty happy with that. I think that's the direction I wanted to go with. In terms of the anger, I'd love to get y'all's comments, thoughts, and just like other techniques that y'all use for certain takes. I mean, I think everyone has a different thought process when it comes to approaching certain scripts. I mean, no, by no means am I saying I'm an expert. I mean, I'm still very much learning into this process. I think part of this journey is to kind of share my experiences, um and just with share my experiences with others and try to see what they think, right? I mean, feedback is royalty, right? Because I think by sharing your techniques, right, or just your thought process when it comes to jumping onto a script, I think it definitely lets you invite more of other techniques, other methodologies, and even just like small like things to work around, like maybe try like take other people's feedback and just apply it to your next takes, right? That's why I'm just gonna try continuously documenting my journey here. um Love to get everyone's insights, and yeah, just really talk about what it's like to work from the ground up as a voiceover artist. I think it's a fantastical journey for sure, and one that lets me expand my creative wings, that I'm just not able to do with my day job. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all soon, I guess. All right, bye.